I saw this article about Roe v. Wade, and I was so shocked by the contents of this article and the fact that it's a pro-abortion article that, from my view, dismantles every pro-abortion argument that I've personally heard. Now, this article is from a publication called Insider. The title of it is "Women on TikTok Say Hookup Culture Will Be Absolutely Decimated If Roe v. Wade is Overturned." So this first girl, she says, "In case you're a man who doesn't care about Roe v. Wade, just know that if abortion gets banned, hookup culture will be absolutely decimated." So far, she doesn't even understand Roe v. Wade. It's not banning abortion. It's putting it back to the states. Then she says this: "What woman would have mediocre sex with a drunk rando if he could potentially father their child?" There's another TikToker. She says this: "To all men who don't care about Roe v. Wade legislation, just know that if Roe v. Wade is overturned, heterosexual hookup culture will disintegrate. Why would we risk letting someone who runs on Hot Pockets and Juul pods father our children?" Which means currently, because abortion is legal, these women are okay with having sex with drunk randos, and they're okay with having sex with men who run on Hot Pockets and Juul pods. In other words, men who have nothing to offer. Another one says, "Since about 75% of men only care about sex and money, I hope they know that this Roe v. Wade decision could destroy hookup culture and leave them paying 18 years of child support. This isn't just an issue for women, boys." If you want to say, well, these are just extremist fringe views. That first video had 279,000 likes, 4,800 comments. The next one had 28,000 likes. The next one had 6,800 likes. This is a lot of people. What this shows us is that a lot of times women get pregnant. They went into the sexual situation relying on legal abortion. But then when it comes down to it, and they find themselves actually pregnant, they realize, I can't abort this child. So the argument that I hear very often is that if we ban abortion, it's no longer going to be easy to get. This article proves that's a very good thing. So abortion being legal and abortion being readily, easily available causes the problem of unwanted children. It doesn't prevent it, it causes it. One of the very first things that anybody says is rape, incest, and life of the mother. The Guttmacher Institute makes it very clear that rape, incest, and life of the mother represent a very small percentage of all abortions. We have became a victim of rape, that's 1%. Became pregnant as a result of incest, 0.5%. There's major overlap in these different reasons, so that's why these percentages, they don't all add up to 100. 74% are because having a baby would dramatically change my life. I can't afford a baby now, 73%. Don't want to be a single mother, or I'm having relationship problems, 48%. So everybody that gives this argument, you haven't looked at the data. A lot of the abortion restrictions that are out there in these states already account for that. The situations where girls get pregnant and then want to have an abortion, this article shows why they get pregnant by people that they don't have any intention of raising a child with and don't want to raise a child with. It's because abortion is legal, not rape, incest, or life of the mother. I hear all the time, why do you care if abortion's legal? If you don't want an abortion, don't get one. Well, this article shows us why. That's why we care if abortion's legal, okay? And if you want to say, oh, pro-life people only care about the unborn, they don't care about the born. I care about these born. Isn't that legitimate? These born people who are using legal abortion as their safety net, as their fallback for why they put themselves in these sexual situations with people they have no intention of raising a child with. I care about them. Here's another argument that I hear a lot, that abortion is okay because of self-defense laws, that the baby is causing your body bodily harm. These women have exposed, they know the risk. They know they might get pregnant. That's why they care about Roe v. Wade. The men who are going into these situations, they're speaking to these men. Both parties now, we know for certain because of this article, they know the risks involved. Therefore, that baby is not an intruder. It's not an uninvited guest. It's something they knew might be there because of their decision. Next, no uterus, no opinion. Well, guess what? Every TikTok video on here was addressed to men. Men, please care. Men, we want your opinion. Men, we need your opinion. That argument is dead. Same thing with my body, my choice. They're clearly saying, no, I want people who are not me, who don't own my body, to have a choice, to have an opinion, and to speak up. Another argument that's out there is that pro-life people only care about control. They want to control people. If you want to talk about control, then what we now know, and this is true all across the board, I mean, everybody knows about this, that there are predatory men. If a man is going to go after a woman and he's going to put pressure on her to sleep with him, and the whole time what he's able to use is the fact that, hey, look, let's do it, let's have sex, and guess what? If you get pregnant, abortion is safe, it's cheap, it's everywhere, and it's legal. This actually gives fuel to controlling men. I don't know if you've thought about this before, that the entire abortion debate, all of these abortions, 76% that have nothing to do with rape, incest, or life of the mother, it's not about having the baby, it's about only the pregnancy. There's maybe 1 million couples out there right now waiting to adopt. That means there's 1 million couples who are ready, who don't feel like a child is going to interfere with their career. If you want a career, you can still have a career and just give the baby up for adoption. If you don't feel like you're ready, you can still have the baby and give it up for adoption. If you don't want to have a baby with this particular person, you can still have the baby and give it up for adoption. So the entire debate is not about whether or not you're ready to have a baby. It's about just, are you okay with that 9-month pregnancy? There's tons of organizations out there that pay all your fees. They give you everything you need to make adoption affordable, safe, and something that will benefit you. Also, we have this. We follow the Bible. There's no more problem. Wait till you get married to have sex. And the reason that's so good is illustrated by this article. If you wait till you get married, you're not getting pregnant by a guy who lives on Hot Pockets and Jewel Pods. If you want to talk about looking into somebody's past and looking into their stability, people might not do that for hookups, but they definitely do that for marriage. So what do we know now? What happened if there were restrictions on abortions? If abortions were not as easy to get, would it have a negative impact on society? Would the marginalized and the disenfranchised be negatively affected? Well, because of this article, we now know that, first of all, women would start making more responsible decisions in who they have sex with. They would start actually using more discretion, and they would actually value who their partner is a lot more. We also know, guess what? Men would start having to get their act together. Men would start having to grow up and to actually have something to offer other people.